Welcome to Shadow of Kraw, Episode 1, Ascent of Wolves, presented by Raw 20.
In the isolated continent of Kra, in one of three provinces called Camelin, three unlikely adventurers find themselves in the outskirts of a village. Cedar Village, to be exact. It's a small place, only privy to 100 or so residents, made up mostly of farmers. It has a small trading market in the village square for various vegetables and meats, which are grown locally. A single road divides the village in two, with several simple buildings on each side, mostly made of wood with thatched roofs. However, one building stands alone in its stone design, the Adventurers Guild. Apart from the guild, the village has a simple inn called Carl's and Sons, and the mayor's residence amongst a few other local houses. However, outside Cedar Village is Lum Lake, where locals go to fish, Everbranch Mill, which cuts trees for trade, various farms which grow wheat, corn, radish, blackberries, apples, and even raise livestock such as sheep, cows, and horses. A simple and quaint place, aptly named for its cedar trees, which line the outskirts of the town and far beyond.
So our three adventurers meet at the door of the Adventurers Guild. Having never met each other, I'd like you guys to give a brief description of yourselves, starting with Alex.
Okay, my name is Atherin Highwind. I am a dancer. I'm roughly 5'10". I've shoulder-length, beachy, waved hair. It's jet black. I have a nice, well-trimmed beard. An athletic build. I'm wearing silk robes. It's the costume of the dancing troupe that I'm a part of, like a circus-type gear. I have 2 metal discs on the sides of my hips strung together with my belt and other chains. And yeah, I am... Well, you can tell that my bodies are all trained, but my mind, unfortunately, is not. So that's me.
Jesse, give us a description of your character, please.
Certainly. The name is Malmexius. I've got dark skin and light hair. Looking at me, you might think, what's wrong with that fucking dwarf? Well, I'm not a dwarf, alright? I'm a dweefling. My mother was a tiefling and my father was a dwarf. I've got this dark skin, but my tiefling features are white. You'll notice my eyes have a slight glow to them. My hair is a bright white color. I've got these odd horns on my head. And even my fingernails are white. Anyways, enough about that. I'm a druid, so I'm one with nature. I've had some trouble with that, but I'm back on track. I'm carrying a wooden shield. You know, we don't believe in metal shields and armors, so... In any case, I'm a little odd, but I'm a good man. You'll see.
And next up, Clark.
Very well. My name is Reee Eeek, and I'm a gnoblin. I'm a gnoblin from the mountain. And we gnoblins, we like to tinker, and I tinkered all my life. But one day I found this book, and this book taught me alchemy, and I did not want to do tinkering no more. I wanted to do alchemy. And that's what I've done ever since. But I haven't found any new knowledge. I need to find new knowledge about this alchemy that I can barely control. I wield a fire stick. It's this torch you see in my hand right here, and a shield with this nice crest-looking symbol. It's actually an alchemic symbol. Yes. I am decent in battle. I throw my fire stick around. Yes, that's me. I'm Reee Eeek. 2 words, not 1.
So, could you give us just a brief description of how tall you are, Reek?
I am 2 feet and 5 inches.
And Malmexius?
I'm about 4 feet tall.
And then we have Atherin standing at about 5 foot, right? 5'10"?
5'10".
5'10". So, We should all just take a moment to picture this. We got a 2 foot, double his size, 4 feet, and then we got the 5'10". So
We've got a good
literally
slope.
a good slope here going. And so all you guys have just bumped into each other in front of the door. Go.
Ah,
Why?
this big people. Not compared to me.
Goodness. It talks. Can
Yeah.
your kind always talk?
Most of us, except the vocally illiterate.
Ah. I've always thought of you as more of a beast.
The first thing I'm going to do is roll a perception because I want to see if I see them. Unfortunately, because I feel like I would fully trip over Reek.
All right, go ahead. Roll a perception.
I rolled a. Where am I?
I respond to Momaxius. I am quite intelligent, especially compared to my brethren. You see, that's why I left them. They were just not on my level.
I rolled the 9.
All right then.
So you're not even bothering to see them. Atherin doesn't even bother to look down, even though both of you are having a conversation. And at the same time, just to reiterate, goblins usually speak goblin tongue, and this is probably the first time you've ever heard a goblin speaking such proper common. Normally they speak like a broken common, but he's not speaking a broken common. He's quite well versed.
All right, cool.
Quite well adjusted.
Indeed.
Speaking of being on the level, I can't reach the handle up there. Can you?
I think I can. I assume the handle is at a normal level and a dwarf can reach it.
Yeah, you can reach it. It's the handle's about maybe 3.5 feet high, so you can reach it.
Okay, perfect.
Reek
So-
would have to struggle with it though.
I lift Reek up so that he can do it himself.
Hey, why, thank you. And I do it.
No problem, little buddy.
The door swings open, revealing the interior of this well-lit stone building. The wall is stone. There are several benches lining the sides of the walls, all in wood. And then there's a teller at the very back, and she's behind a counter. She's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and she's standing about 5 feet tall. And she looks you three up and down. She goes, "Hello, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I serve you today?"
Adventure, of course.
And she looks down at this creature and she gives a shriek. "Eee! A goblin! Oh, why is there a goblin here?"
Oh, don't be alarmed. He's really quite harmless.
My name is Reee
There's a
Eeek.
goblin?
You almost had it right.
Yes, you walked in with them. How did you not tell that there's a goblin right there?
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hello there. And
Are you following me?
I put my hand up to you to shake your hand.
Oh, like Neil.
I was following no one. We simply haphazardly seem to have appeared here at the same time.
Oh, well,
Almost.
welcome. I guess.
Well, thank you. Nice to meet you. Let's get on it. An adventure, I see. We should get an
As
adventure.
you're kneeling down to shake this goblin's hand, you just see out of the corner of your eye this dwarf who is not quite normal.
So the exact same intro. It's like, oh, hello there. Were you following me?
No. I was just heading over to this guild on my own. It's really quite a coincidence. The name's Molmexius.
Charmed. I'm Athrin.
It's good to meet you, sir.
Are you paranoid of being followed?
No, I just didn't see you there. All of a sudden, I was beside people. I thought that was interesting. I was just taking a stroll.
Very well, fair.
Well, don't just stand there at the door. Come in.
I prance in.
I walk in.
I'll also walk in.
So to kind of reiterate, the counter is higher than Reek, and basically Molmexius just can have his eyes peeking over the counter. And the only person that could probably perceptively look normal is Atherin here. So she just looks up at you and she goes, "Hello, are you an adventurer? Can I see your card, please?"
I'm here to apply, actually.
"Oh, of course, of course." And she leans over and looks at you two. "Are you also here to apply?"
I look up at her now that she's leaning over. My
love
neck
how
is
short
just
you are.
crank. My neck is just crank all the way so that I'm looking basically vertically. Aye, same thing for me.
Indeed.
"Ah, I see. Okay then. Just a moment, just a moment." She reaches under the counter and she pulls out 3 forms.
I nudge Atherin and Reek with my elbows, and I'm like, I think us three make a good team, huh? We've got all the heights we need.
Yes, every level.
It's al-
We can fight on every level.
it's always good to be well versed.
She pulls out these 3 forms and she basically spreads them across the table, and she has three pots of ink and 3 little quills. She goes, "Well, you just need to fill out this form here. There'll be, of course, an application, a trial in which you must succeed at. I have one around here from the locals. Just a minute." She starts fidgeting underneath the counter again, looking for another form. After several seconds, she finally pulls it out. "Ah, yes!" She blows the dust off of it. "Yes, this form was recently submitted. And by recent, I mean over a month ago."
That doesn't sound all that recent.
All right. Well, you. She like slides it on the side. "First, fill out these forms with your names and everything, all the other relevant information, and then get back to me, and I'll give you your first quest."
Well, all right then. I start filling it out.
Yeah.
That's
So it
fair.
has just the basic information such as your age,
I
where
lie
you
about
come
my
from.
age.
Oh, that's okay. Your age, where you come from, what kind of class you are, uh, all that kind of stuff.
I don't write my age. I simply write how many seasons I've seen.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I'll write everything, but I spell dancer wrong.
I put an old. I write everything else correctly, but my age I put as older than I actually am. I put 200.
And just for everyone to know, how old are you actually?
I'm 31.
You put 200.
Yeah.
Okay. She collects each and every one of your forms, looking them over one at a time. She looks up at Atherin and she goes, You spelled this wrong."
Oh, have I?
"Yeah, it's okay. I'll fix it for you." She just kind of writes it in, and then she looks over at Alexius's paper. "Are you sure you're 200?
Aye, I look good, don't I? It's a special druid salve that I came up with.
Oh, you look rather strange. You're the first druid I've ever seen with horns. I mean,
Yes.
first dwarf rather."
Yes, it's complicated. We don't need to get into it now.
"Oh, all right. And what's this? How many seasons have you seen?"
I've seen 48.
48 seasons.
I don't
Nice.
recall which ones exactly, but 48 I've seen, I'm quite sure.
So I guess you're 12 years old?
Years? What are years?
I just like, you just see me writing something in on the side. All right then. She neatly piles the papers and puts them underneath the counter, and then she turns and moves to the other end of the room, and she starts taking out several little bundles of things, and then she drops this bundled package in front of you guys, and she starts unwrapping it. She says, "All right, let me briefly explain to you how the Adventurers Guild works."
Is this on the
The event-
counter? Because if it's on the counter, there's no way I'm seeing this.
Oh, you're not
Should I let
you're
it
not
reach?
seeing it. No, you're not
So
seeing it.
for me?
Okay, so I'm just barely seeing it.
Yeah. What she pulled
I
out
tug
are
at Molmexius. Shoulders, please.
All right, all right. I pick him up and I put him on my shoulders.
a strange sight indeed, but it's still effective.
How
Ba-
else is he gonna see the papers? The poor little guy, he deserves to see it too. even
So
though
what
I
she
can't
un-
see it.
Thank you, thank you.
So what she unbundles is not papers. She unbundles 3 bronze plates,
Mm.
and she turns to go and she turns to all of you and she says, "These are bronze-plated adventurers' identifications. If you complete your first task, you will receive one of these. The way the Adventuring Guild works is that there are several tiers of adventurer, starting at bronze, going to silver, gold, platinum, and finally diamond. Each one of these tiers affords you certain privileges, not only within the guild, but within the realm itself. If you become a bronze adventurer, you'll be privy to the 25% rate that we take. You'll also get a 5% discount at any affiliated store that is affiliated with us. You'll have access to the basic lodgings. After a certain amount of quests that have been registered on this plate, you will then rank up to a silver, in which will afford you different things, and then respectively gold, platinum, and so on. However, you must first complete this task. As she slides the paper over to you, Atherin, because you are the only one kind of tall enough to actually receive the paper.
I
This will
look
be
at
your
it very carefully, and I hand it to Momexius, and I start blushing.
so
I'm,
the
I'm
first
I'm doing my best to look over the counter to see it, but I can just make out the words ever so slightly, and I'm
Well,
like,
I put it down to
Reek!
you, like 'cause I took it and I put it to you.
I take it from your hands.
So it's a quest. It basically says a local farmer named Jimmy Brawlins has put out this request to help with several wolves that have been pestering him and other farmers in the area. Please go to this location, and it's marked with like a very crudely drawn map. And it says, if you kill these wolves, you'll have 20 gold and an additional gold piece for every pelt you bring us.
Hmm. You say this is a month old, correct?
Yes, yes, he comes here almost every week to complain about it. He's just been here today, so they're still dealing with this problem.
All right, fair enough.
well,
Sure.
all right then.
Shall we head out?
Well, I
I
guess
think
so.
that's
How far
wise.
is it actually?
Yes, as you can see there, I can tell you all are not really familiar with this place. You just have to go south of Cedar Village, and you'll find his farm.
All right, we shall meet him there then.
All right, best of luck to you all. Come back here once you've finished.
Thank you,
Give
milady.
a very elegant bow.
She gives you a curtsy back.
I backflip off of Momexius and land on the ground.
Roll an acrobatics.
I will do that, dear sir.
Oh, dry.
I roll a 10.
Not
So-
great.
You flip off the back of Momexius, and you struggle a little bit, and you land, but it's not graceful at all. However, you don't fall over, but
Sprained
it's
several ankles.
Several.
you're kind of like wobbly on your feet, almost like you just made it.
If anyone sees this, I look up and grin.
I didn't see it. You were behind me.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
I would crouch down and go to you and be like, "We can work on your farm."
Oh yes, that'd be quite the endeavor I'd like to take on. If you'd help
We've
me.
already got something to work on. Let's get this done first, and then you can practice your flippy tricks.
Very well. Yes.
All right, great. So I think we head out.
Yep.
So you
As we're-
guys,
as we're leaving the building outside, are there any pebbles, like little small rocks I can pick up?
there's several little rocks in the street that line the main thoroughway through this small village.
Okay, I pick up 6 small rocks and just keep them in my pocket.
That's fine. As you guys travel towards the east end of the village, so that you may proceed south, because there's buildings lining the southern and northern part of the village, so you couldn't pass through the actual buildings. You have to go either to the east or west and then go south. As you pass through, you notice a beggar on the side of you, and he just has his hands out, and he just asking, please spare some coins.
I take out one of the rocks from my pocket, and I cast magic stone on it. And then I place it in his hand.
And
What he what he does with it is up to him. So, magic stone, it imbues it with magic, and then I or somebody else can make a ranged spell attack with it, and it does 1d6 plus my spell casting ability modifier if it hits.
how does it look?
It's just kind of it's just like a glowing. It has like a light white glow to it, but
Right.
otherwise it looks like a stone.
And what about the rest of you?
I can give him a couple copper.
Okay, and Reek, how do you react to this?
Seeing my friends being so gracious, I give the man a fire stick. I give him
Give
a
him-
torch.
Give him a torch.
Yes.
Before I walk away, I'm like, throw that at something in the next minute. You'll like it.
He doesn't really react to the rock or much to the torch, but he's
But I give him the 5 copper.
Yeah. so he's ecstatic to have received some copper, and to you he goes, "Oh, thank you, my lord. Thank you so much for these coins. I can eat today. I appreciate it so much. You know what? Let me tell you about a little something. Come here.
Oh?
Listen. Don't tell anybody I told you this, but there's a local well. They say in the bottom of that well there's some sort of treasure. I can't really go there myself, being so feeble, but maybe you could find it. I thank you for the coins." And he gets up. Time to go get some dinner. So he's basically told you about a local well to the north. And if you wish to do so, he swears that there's treasure as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll keep a note of that.
Reek takes a mental note.
As you all travel to the east end of this village, you now proceed southward, and you notice beautiful, beautiful lines of cedar trees. Aptly named Cedar Village has plentiful amounts of cedar trees. And it's just around springtime on the cusp of summer, so they're quite luscious. You have that new spring smell in the air, with a slight bit of heat as the wind blows through your hair. You arrive at a farm, and it's named Jimmy Brawley's Farm.
Jimmy Brawley?
Yeah.
Alright.
The
Hey,
aforementioned
that's the
person.
farmer guy.
Alright. I make my way to the entrance.
I aptly follow. There's a skip in my step. I'm walking with like a rhythm, and I'm like prancing about.
I'm just walking normally with my stout figure.
We're all taking turns prancing, I think.
Can I take a note of what all your speeds are?
25.
30.
30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm the only slow one. Wow.
I thought for sure the goblin was going to be like 25.
No,
So did
no,
I.
I thought so.
I scurry.
You're just making yourself out to be more and more of a pesk.
Yeah, you are.
I scurry, like I don't even walk normally, I scurry.
You're basically a rat.
So you guys arrive at the door.
Wow,
what do you do?
racism.
If anything, you're racist if you think rat is an insult.
Uh,
I mean, he does
mean-
wild shape, so
you did compare me to a pest. I do consider a rat a pest.
Wow.
Mm.
All right. Well, next time I turn into a rat, which I haven't done yet, because I'm only level 1. But when I do, I'll just know what you're thinking.
All right.
So you guys arrive
anyway,
at the door.
I'll knock.
You knock on the door, and you hear like the scurrying sounds of somebody getting up and like, God dang it, who's at the doors? God, only be here at this time. And then he opens the door. What y'all want?
I give a very eccentric bow, and I look up as I do it, and I say, "We heard you had a wolf problem."
Ah, yes, I did. I does have a wolf problem. Me and some of the other farmers on about. These darn wolves keep attacking our livestock. Who you with? What a heck? Is that a goblin? Get out!
Oh, don't mind him. He really is harmless. He's not like the rest.
Oh, I deem if he's harmless or not. You come and tag my crops, I'm gonna get you back. You better know that. Don't steal from me, no goblin.
I know he looks like a rat or some kind of pest, but he's not, I promise.
If you don't say, all right then, well, y'all can get rid of my wool problem. Me and the other farmers scrounged up as much money as we could probably gather. About 20 gold pieces. 1 gold piece extra for every wool pelt that you bring us as proof.
I walk away from the house looking sad.
We're gonna get you wolves, but I gotta go see Reek. He's having a time. I leave to follow him.
All right then. Well, you good,
Can
sir?
you point us towards the den?
Well, that's what I'm about to do. They always seem to attack from the south. The south end there, even though we're already at the south there. That's all I can really tell you. You see the tree line down there to the south, and he points to the south, and you can see where his property ends. There's like fenced off for raising sheep. There's several sheep there. You can go check there. They done broken down a piece of the fence, took one of the sheep. I repaired it very quickly, but you can probably find the trail of blood that they took that whole sheep there.
I'll make sure to go that way.
All right, then. You done come back to me right here when you're done, okay? You see?
Sounds good. Thank you. I'm gonna join my friends now.
I catch up with Reek and I put a hand on his back and I'm like, hey, don't you listen to them. All right?
Just
I try.
before Athrun leaves, hold up. Just before Athrun leaves, he goes, just be careful. It's about to be dark. And you can kind of tell that the sun is about to set. Sunset is already starting to happen.
Okay, cool.
I try to not listen to them, Momexius, but everyone reacts the same. I'm no mere goblin. I'm a smart goblin.
I know. Look, we're gonna change people's minds. All right, we're gonna make them see, just
hope
like
so.
everyone else.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Momexius.
I give him a hug.
I hug back.
A truly touching moment between two unlikely allies brought together by fate.
I use the thaumaturgy cantrip to make the sound of geese in the distance, just to enhance our moment.
Geese.
So
Yeah.
As the sun sets.
the sun is setting.
The sun is setting behind
That's
us,
it.
and there's the sound of geese as we hug.
So the sun is setting. The sound
Athrun
of
takes out his
geese in the
camera.
distance. This long,
I can take out my
beautiful
loot.
Athrun, can you take a picture and post this to Instagram?
So the long shadows of you two hugging stretch over the land as this beautiful sunset in the distance illuminates the clouds. A whistling blow of the wind moves through your hair as the sound of geese sound off in the distance. Athrun taking out his lute, beginning to play a tearful song.
Should I roll a performance?
Roll a performance, Athrun, with advantage.
You got us to inspire you.
This moment is very touching. It seems only right that you should do this correctly.
Well, it's a good thing I'm proficient. 23.
Oh,
The
nice.
song that he plays is almost masterfully done. It melts into the moment so well.
What instrument?
The harp.
Awesome.
So I guess I'd be kind of dancing at the same time because it's a little hand lute.
Touching moment.
Does the farmer
But-
peek out his window?
The farmer promptly closed his door as soon as Athrun left.
Yes.
He's had a long day, probably dealing with this wolf problem, and
Being a racist.
he's a
Actually.
farmer. He works hard all day.
Still, though, we've got some minds to change.
So, shall we go now, or should we go tomorrow?
I don't know. How far did he say it was? I didn't get any information.
He said he's not sure, but they attack from beyond those trees. Something about, I think, south? I'm not
All
sure.
right.
Pointed
Let's
this way.
Let's go now. Worst case scenario, we can set up a camp and wait for them to come to us.
Yes, I agree with Molmexius.
That could work. I don't fight well in the dark, though.
We'll figure it out.
I have many fire sticks. They will light us up.
Okay.
So
Okay, good.
our companions three travel towards the broken fence, which was hastily repaired, and following a trail of presumably sheep's blood, they lead into the forest, where trees are thickly gathered, and quickly night's approaching.